Katie back with another video, and I'm outside here with my spinach and my mint. But I'm about to take you over by my mom's house so I can show you the greatest inspiration with her personal farm that feeds her and my dad, and exactly why I was so passionate about going into gardening that I never knew that I was going to go into anyway, because I was always scared of the snakes and stuff when I was growing up. But stay tuned, I'm going to take you over by their house and we're going to take a tour with my mom in her garden. Hey guys, I'm here with my mom at her backyard farm. The farm feeds her and my dad, so she's gonna take us on a tour to show us exactly what she's growing in this season. So stay tuned.
Hello everyone. Give you a brief tour of what's left of my garden during the summer months. We have some strawberries, scallions, and between the scallions I have some garlic coming up. Here's my garlic and my chives. Most of them went to flower. When they go to flowering, they're about to put out seeds at the top, and when the seeds dry I would snap it off and sprinkle them, and I will continue to have chives. And here I put down some kale. You can get a little closer. They're coming up. My baby kale. All I did was scratch the soil with my fingers, and here they go. They're coming up. In this bin I have eggplants and purple arugula. This particular eggplant has two young eggplant, this tree. Okras, I threw some okra seeds in and they're on their way up. Here's another eggplant. Put the stick to stench it up, keep it from touching the dirt. And this tree has one so far. I threw the seeds in, and there's another flower.
So tell them about why you got started with your backyard farm.
I got started for love of the soil and gardening. I just love it. I don't have too much going on now as far as what I eat, because as some of you may know, during the summer months it's too hot. These empty pots usually house my tomatoes, but they're empty now. This bin is planted. I would usually have settled my seedlings, but right now we have butternut squash and cantaloupe and some more chives. But I love gardening and I love eating from the soil, and this is something I picked up from my deceased mom, my mother. She loved the yard, and I would be the person to go out into the farm with her to plant, to water, and to harvest. I have mint. This is they call it wild mint, but I call it organic mint, peppermint. This is the real mint that I make tea from. And over here, there's a rocket arugula in this bin, going to flower as well. That's called rocket arugula. I come out every day, get some and make salad. Covered plant called blue flower. Everybody's looking for this particular plant because of COVID. Persons who have been diagnosed or contracted the virus. This is a young blue flower. And I have pumpkin. This is my rosemary. And this little guy here, let me move the pumpkin from trying to take it over. This little guy here, I put this in the ground out of the pot about 2 weeks ago. And tell me what you think this is. What do you think this little guy is, Katie?
Turmeric?
This is turmeric. Here's a root
Nice.
bulb. And this is what the leaves of turmeric looks like. And I would just stick this in the ground. This is a bean. This is a bean plant needing some water. And these are my basil I caught from seeds. When they flower at the top, I just snap the seeds off and sprinkle it. And I have 2 basil. So I've turned this into my herb garden. This is a butternut squash one. I'm waiting for it to flower. It's flowering now. This is my butternut squash. I have cassava. My cassava. And it's drying down now. And what that indicates that the vegetable underground is just about ready. And all I have to do is not go so far is pull. If I pull this dry cassava up, there's a vegetable at the bottom of it. Flowering, I have a few young soursop putting out at this time. I'm trying to find one that you can really. Here's one here. That's a flower. That's a fruit. That's one that I can reach. Here's another one. And when they drop all of the yellow, you would see them drop on the ground. And then you know you're going to get a fruit when it goes like this. And the ants, the beneficial ant, they'll go to this fruit and help this to develop into a soursop. See this one right here? This is well on its way to becoming a soursop fruit. So we need the ants. That sugar apple. I didn't have any sugar apple this year because I pruned it kind of late. It was dying and I pruned it late. That's why I don't have any sugar apple this year. No sugar apples. I may have a few later, but nothing now. And my fever grass. Everybody covered it. Tea, medicine, my fever grass. And when they dry down, what I do is I cut them and I put them in pots. I have some in the pot now. Once they take root, I cut the top off, use the top for tea, lemonade or medicine, and root them in a pot and then put them in the ground. I have pineapple mint, orange mint, and mojito mint. These are some mints, variegated mints that I have in pots. And I have, that's a sweet pepper. This plant has been around from last year, October, but I'm still getting sweet pepper from it. And loads of pineapple. A few are Elutra pineapple. I have 1, 2 Elutra pineapple, and the others that persons would have given me their toppers, and I put them in pots. Here are the lemon. Lemon from seed. I just put them in the soil and I get lemon and I give them away. This is the larger version from this. I start out in these pots and then I transfer them to the gallon pots. And what I do, folks, is I cut the top of bleach bottles, any bottles I can puncture a hole into. And once I would have got them in a 5-gallon container, they're good to go. I have soursop in gallon pots. Look at the size of the soursop. They're doing very well. Soursop. And I also have guavas, some seed guavas that I would have picked. And I have guavas. There is a guava in a gallon pot. And I just give them away to people who would ask. So I have 4 left. I lost a few. Powder tree that's loaded. This is the month for this particular tree. Pigeon peas, guava, more pigeon peas. bananas. We have some avocados on the side that are very low that you can stand and just pick. There we are. By the end of September or mid-September, they would be ready. And I have different species. This is a plantain. This is our indigenous bananas, and this is a rare banana, purple banana. I'm waiting, I can't wait to get bananas from this particular plant. I call it purple banana. I'm sure that's not the correct name. I'm still looking up the correct name for this. Someone gave it to me very young in a pot, and I was able to get it to this point. A backyard or a patio, anywhere. It doesn't have to be a backyard, but you can grow your own food in pots. You can grow it in the ground, whether it's a side yard or front yard. I encourage you to grow your own food. About 40 years, and I would have sour orange at Christmas. They take a whole year to mature and develop. But it's the avocado tree is kind of bearing over it, but she's still surviving. So I encourage you to try and grow your own food as much as possible.
Well, guys, that's all for Chilling with Katie today. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my mom and her beautiful yard, just let me know. But it's good to see that people are taking living a sustainable life really serious, and I'm so proud of her. And it passed down from my grandmother to my mother and now me. So stay tuned, guys. Bye.